Hello and welcome to the Sports 2.0 network for the Racing Gambit presented by USAWager.com. It is a big week for us. We're here twice this week. Today, obviously, we're talking all about the opening day of the Breeders' Cup. I'm not going to be breaking down the races alone. Ace, how are you doing today and how excited are you for the weekend?
I'm solid talking about some baby races. Finally made it to Breeders' Cup time. Got the Breeders' Cup Classic winners hat on. I'm good to go.
Well, let's get straight into it then. We've got some quality racing to get through, but we will start with the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, which is a Grade 1 over 1 1/16 miles with a $2 million purse. This is obviously the race that Essential Quality won last year on his way to winning the Belmont. I always kind of think this is the start of the countdown towards the Kentucky Derby now, where we're going to have a bit of a taster to what we see. We've got a very firm favourite at the top of the betting in Jack Christopher. Will you be sticking with the favourite, Ace, or will you be taking them on?
No, I'm going to stick with the favorite, and I feel like this race was won at the draw. So Jack Christopher got the one hole. He's fast. He's going to go to the lead. Del Mar in the summer meet was very much favoring the 1 and 2 posts. I see this as a huge victory before the race, because the only other competition is Corniche, is the Bob Baffert Mike Smith horse, who's all the way on the outside in the 12 post. They're going to have to close a lot of ground and do a lot of work to get over to the rail. And there's a lot of horses fast to the inside that are going to force Corniche to go 4 or 5 wide around the first turn, in my opinion. I had a hard time straying away from the favorite. Jack Christopher is going to be short at 9-5, but it's Jose Ortiz, Chad Brown. And if there's an underneath play that I like a little bit, it's the other Baffert horse. It's Pinehurst at 8-1 with John Velasquez aboard. The reason for it, they're 2 for 2 at Del Mar. This is where they run. This is where they win. I do think if it's on the dirt, if there's races on the dirt this weekend, I might lean towards locals because they just know how to win and know how to run over this course. Who'd you land on?
Yeah, the thing about Jack Christopher that I wasn't too sure about was because it's in 1, it has to get out super quick, because otherwise we know at Del Mar he's going to have a lot of work to do if he's not out quick. And I think that was enough, along with the fact that only one favourite has won this in the past 8 years, that puts me off the favourite slightly. I do quite like Pinehurst, and I mean it hurts me to back a Baffert horse, but it is the Del Mar form that wins me over here. And I think he's got a much better chance than Corniche, even though other kind of separate in the odds. Oh, Corniche is low in the odds. But yeah, Pinehurst, I think, is probably the one. Obviously, he won the Del Mar Futurity here in September. The other one that I'd like to give a bit of a shout out to is Command Performance, who is drawn in 10. Tappet has been the winning stallion in this on 2 previous occasions, which is a record. And he was just behind Jack Christopher in the Champagne last time we saw him. And if Jack Christopher gets stuck slightly and things don't quite go his way out the stalls, I think Command Performance is probably the one that could be there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, Command Performance isn't necessarily going to go to the lead. He's shown that he can close. Hard for me to take a maiden to win the biggest 2-year-old Breeders' Cup race, though. Finished second both times out. Obviously, what can you say, right? You say, yeah, a good second to Jack Christopher is like a win, but it's still not a win. And I'm hard pressed to take a maiden, even though it's Pletcher, even though it's Irad Ortiz. I think the favorite is a little too much here. I think the draw wins it out for him. And based on one whole day of Del Mar racing yesterday, it was a good day. It seems like the speed on the turf, on dirt is going well, especially in route races over a mile. I'm still going to go with Jack Christopher to just get out there and just lead all the way around.
Yeah, I think I'll be taking a chance on Pinehurst, but I would not be surprised if Command Performance kind of does something a little bit special. I don't think I have the stat for this, but has there ever been a winner of this that has just broke his maiden in the juvenile?
I'm not sure, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Maiden. Usually, you have horses who break their maiden and then come and win this race, but who knows, right?
There's always a first time for everything.
It's true.
So final word on that. Then you're going Jack Christopher, and I'll be going Pinehurst.
Understandable.
So next up, we've got the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, which is a Grade 1, over a mile with $1 million purse. This looks like a proper wide open contest, doesn't it? Where are you going to land on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about wide open. I mean, what's the favorite? 4-1, 5-1 on the morning line. It is just completely bonkers from a class perspective. I'm gonna take somebody from your side of the world. I'm gonna go with the connections of Charlie Appleby and William Buick. I'm gonna take the 1 Modern Games, the Irish bred. You know, they're 3 out of 5 in 2021. I like that they've got 5 races under their belt. 3 wins, 1 place, and then a disappointing 5th first out, but it was their first race ever. I can't really hold it against them. I think this horse, after hearing Charlie Appleby talk about him this week, Godolphin, I think Modern Games rolls from the rail. They don't need the lead. They're going to be closing into what I would assume is going to be a very fast pace. I like William Buick to find some way around everyone or inside everyone to get this win.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a Godolphin 1-2. But I think Al Bar is the one that I kind of like out of the 2 Applebys. I know he was kind of playing down his chances yesterday, but Frankie Dettori later said in the same day that this is his best chance of a winner of the whole Breeders' Cup. I just think he's been kind of primed towards this race after winning the Summer Stakes in Canada last time. And I just think that there's always improvement coming with this one.
Yeah.
And like, he's just the one that I prefer out of the 2 Applebys. So if there's going to be a British winner in this, or British and Irish winner, it's going to be Albert, I think. But the one that I do like is a bit of a bomb because it's called Tis the Bomb in here. It's 3 from 4, won the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Mile earlier. And I think, although I did see it earlier in the week, it was 12-1. It's gone down slightly now to 8-1, which is kind of a bit more of an off-put for me now.
I wrote down 3 horses for this race. I wrote down Modern Games over Albar over Tis the Bomb. Man, I hate it when we agree so much, but I do think Tis the Bomb, the 4 horse, is the price play at 8-1. I know it's not the 10-1 you were hoping for, but that was an impressive win over Stolen Base, who won next out. I do think Tis the Bomb is a solid horse with Kenny McPeak, BJ Hernandez. I'm going to take Modern Games, but I'm going to play Albar and Tis the Bomb underneath as well. That's like my 3 horses that I'm looking at saying these are the ones I like the best out of this crazy big field.
Yeah, it's a shame really because I actually quite liked a different horse in here until the draw. So I did quite like Dubari Legend, but then the draw stuck him right on the outside, and now I've just kind of gone very much down on his chances. And I guess he's going to be the favourite at 4-1, which is enough again to put me off it.
Yeah, and it's hard. I looked at his form, and I just go 3rd by 4 lengths, 2 back. 2nd by 2 lengths. I don't know if this horse is special. If he was, I think he would have won some of these races. I know they're a grade 3 and a grade 1, but I just think realistically, yeah, I don't understand why this horse is favored. I just don't. Especially, from the 14 post. It seems like a long way to go around everyone. And I don't think it's going to be a fun trip for him at all, Jamie Doyle aboard.
No, I think the odds are probably reading too much into the Dewhurst form. And I mean, he ran well, but not good enough to be 4-1 in this.
Yeah, exactly. 1,000,000%. I'm completely with you.
The other one that is at a slightly higher draw, which I did have a little bit of a look at, was Grafton Street at a bit of a price. He was second in the Summer Stakes behind Albert, and won a maiden special weight last time out by 1 3/4 lengths, which is a pretty decent return after that second. I just think at a slightly bigger price, he could go quite well here.
Yeah, Grafton Street, Tyler Gaffleone, who's done some of his best riding on the turf. He absolutely dominated the Keeneland meet there. I can see it for sure. 15-1, a nice price underneath for sure. I'm going to throw it out there just because it's Southern California. You got 2 Southern California riders in here, Portfolio Company, Flavian Pratt. You got an East Coast shipper heading west, which usually does dominate the turf course here. Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt, how can you disagree? Then you got a Mike Maker, Umberto Rispoli horse, Stolen Base, 20-1. If I'm going to go play somebody underneath, these are the horses that I'm going to play underneath for sure.
Yeah, because I don't think we'd be that surprised if there is kind of this could be the race on the Friday where there is a big price winner.
For sure. I mean, we're talking about 2-year-olds, and we're talking about 2-year-olds in a turf race. Anyone can close in. You could have 7 runners finish within a length. Wouldn't surprise me at all if it comes down to the wire.
So where are you landing on that then? You landing with
Modern Games,
yeah.
the 1, 5-1 morning line, William Buick, Charlie Appleby, Godolphin.
Yeah, I'll be going with Frankie Dettori. He needs another winner to keep selling these books. So Albert 1 and then probably Tiz the Bomb 2nd.
And yeah, I like Tiz the Bomb underneath as well.
So next up, we got the Juvenile Turf Sprint, which is a grade 2 over with a $1 million purse. Wesley Ward has a pretty good record in this race. He's won the last 2. Golden Pal won this last year. He's got the favourite in here with Averly Jane. Are you a big fan?
I'm a fan of Averly Jane, but I'm not picking Averly Jane. I'm going with my local boys. I'm going with Larry Ravelli. I'm going with E.T. Bayard. One timer, the 9. One day the 9's going to save us. This horse ran at Santa Anita in the speakeasy, and they made it look easy. Boy, did they. I like their form 3 for 3. Started at beautiful Arlington Park, rest in peace. Won 5 furlongs over the synthetic, then went to Woodbine, won over the synthetic. And then they tried the turf at Santa Anita. Man, they blew the doors off of it. They looked great. And so, as much as I want to take Averly Jane, who's coming in with perfect form, 4 for 4, and absolutely dominating all their races, I'm going to go for a little more of a price. I'm going to take One Timer.
Yeah, One Timer is one of the ones I got written down as well. I think it's got a really, really good chance here. But I quite like Armour, the Richard Hannon trained horse. Won a very, very competitive Moulcombe Stakes at Goodwood earlier in the season. And I just think whenever I've seen him, he is so quick. So I'll be very interested to see how he competes with someone like an Averly Jane, who is also very, very quick. But I think those conditions will suit Armour much better at Del Mar than they have in the UK, especially towards the end of this season where his form's almost dipped off a little bit.
Do you think he can win coming from that far back in the pack?
I think so. I think I do quite like him.
Well, I'm going to say 5 furlong turf sprints. I know speed doesn't hold all the time, but I'm going to be hard pressed to be looking at a Euro who doesn't have as much early speed as some others. But I don't blame you. Armour 6-1, Ryan Moore. I'm just going to take the Americans. I think One Timer and Averly Jane are the 2 special horses. And like you said, it's hard to go against Wesley Ward and Tyler Gaffleone, especially after what they just did at Keeneland with this horse. But yeah, I'm going to go One Timer over Averly Jane.
I also quite like the other Wesley Ward horse in here, Twilight Gleaming. So you got the winning connections the last 2 years with Ortiz on board. You had Ortiz. He won a pretty decent race in France last time, and was also very, very good at Royal Ascot when she was second. So I don't think, out of the two, I think there's a better chance of Twilight Gleaming here.
Yet again, I'm going to be really interested to see what this pace looks like. I can't blame anyone for ever taking an Irad Ortiz Jr. horse with Wesley Ward. I mean, we're talking about the best of the best here, right? This is the Breeders' Cup. You got to put your foot in the sand. I think this horse can hang around. If there's anyone who can pull off a great stocking trip, it's Irad Ortiz. I'm just going to go with the two horses I think that are special.
Yeah. So final word on that one then. Where you landing?
One timer.
And I'll be sticking with Armour. Keep the belief. Keep the faith.
Understandable.
Next up, we've got the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Phillies Turf, a Grade 1, over a mile with $1 million purse. Chad Brown has trained 3 of the last 5 winners of this race. And I think, much like the last 2 races we spoke about, this is another very, very open contest.
Juvenile Phillies Turf. I want to make sure I'm on the right race. I am going to go for a little sneaky of a price. Koala Princess. The 9. Joel Rosario. Arnaud Delacroix. 2 races, 2 wins. One over the Monmouth Turf by 8.5 first out. Followed it up winning a Kentucky Downs stake race at 6.5 furlongs, closing with Joel Rosario. Joel won every race there was to win at Kentucky Downs. Kentucky Downs, even though it was 6.5 furlongs, plays longer because you got to go downhill and then uphill on the stretch. I think this horse proves well. I like the way they're running. I like their form. I like their workouts coming in. They're not too fast. They're just doing exactly what they need to do. And this horse has shown that they can win on the lead. This horse has shown they can win coming off the pace. I like their versatility. Where'd you land?
Yeah, so I wouldn't be touching anyone under about 10-1 here.
Okay.
So the 2 that I like Turner Loose, who was 3rd in the Jessamine behind California Angel, and won a competitive listed race at Kentucky as well. I think she's going to probably try and make the run in here, and I think she's probably going to thrive going over a shorter distance than she has been previously. The other one that I do kind of like at a very similar price, I think also 12-1, is Cairo Memories as a bit of a place bet here. She broke a maiden at Del Mar and added a stakes win last time out at Santa Anita in the Surfer Girl Stakes. And 12-1, I think, in such an open contest, I think it's not a bad shout.
I agree with you on this Cairo Memories play because their first race at Del Mar wasn't very fast, but they won in impressive fashion. They came back at Santa Anita and won that Surfer Girl and improved by over 3 seconds. That's showing growth. That's showing that this horse knows what they need to do and when they need to do it. I want to throw out another local horse, Flavian Pratt, Chad Brown, or sorry, not local, another East Coast shipper coming west, the 7 at 8-1. Got really close in their first race with Flavian on board, took a nice second, and then stepped up and won their maiden special weight with Manny Franco aboard. Oof. And then at the Laurel, they had Victor Carrasco give this horse a victory in a small stake race. I'm sorry, but you get Flavian back on board. This is a Chad Brown trained horse. Chad Brown likes to win these things. I think you mentioned it. Consumer spending 8-1. I think that price drops, but I think it makes sense here. In all honesty,
it'd be very interesting to watch the betting of this on the day because I have no clue where it's going to go.
I do think this is one of those races where, like, you play a 5-4-6 active box, it's $20. Could pay $2,000 because you have no idea like what horses are going to come in. This race is throw a dart, find an angle, play it, hammer it if you'd like. But this is definitely a spread race.
Yeah. So where are you going to land on that one then?
I'm going to go with the Koala Princess. Love the name. Jockey Joel Rosario continuing on board. 2 for 2, perfect in their career. I think they stretch out to a nice mile and just take it down.
Yeah. And I'll be sticking with Cairo Members. And I think Turner Loose has got a good chance in there as well. So last but not least, we've got the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Phillies, a grade 1 over 1 1/16 miles. It's a $2 million purse. And I guess there's a very good reason why we left this one to last, because this one might be the easiest one of the day to call.
Yeah, this one's just take Echo Zulu and move on. In my world, Joel Rosario, Steve Asmussen, really interesting in my world. So Ricardo Santana was the jockey on this horse. Ricardo Santana did not win a race in the Keeneland meet. He was there every day at Keeneland, 3 weeks. He didn't win a race, not one. He was at Del Mar yesterday running, didn't get a win. Santana Asmussen is a heck of a duo, and he took him off for Joel Rosario. What a shot in the arm there for Ricardo Santana. I think Echo Zulu is special. I don't think anyone touches this horse. Some people are going to say, I think Florent Giroux and Brad Cox and Juju's Map are going to run him down. No thanks. And then Hidden Connection, the 2, also seems like a really nice horse. But I don't think anyone competes with Echo Zulu.
No, I think you're totally spot on there. I think Echo Zulu's the best thing in this race by a country mile. Like nothing in this race is going to come anywhere nearer. I do think Hidden Connection will probably get second over Juju's Map, but that's just on the base of a Pocahontas form, I think.
Yeah, there's only 6 horses in this race, and it's going to go first favorite, second, third favorite. I don't see any other horses coming in, even though it's a baby race, but it's hard to fade Echo Zulu. They're going to be really short too. I think 3 to 5.
Yeah, it might be just a race to avoid, just in case you get that major shock. But I don't think the major shock is going to come in this.
I don't think so either. And if you needed a spread, I'm with you. I like Hidden Connection a little better than Juju's Map, but at the same time, Brad Cox and Florent Giroux have won a lot of big races. It wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time, Hidden Connection, they started at Colonial Downs, not the greatest track in the world. They won a nice race, the Pocahontas, but at the same time, that was at Churchill, and it was Churchill's very speed favoring track. Not that Del Mar isn't, but Churchill Downs just hasn't been playing fair lately. I think Echo Zulu is the speed. I mean, I don't think anyone else can go 22 and 40. I mean, they went 22 and 44 and 1, 22 45 and 1, 22 45 and 1. I don't think any of these horses are capable of going 22 and 45. Period. So they're going to get the lead, and then they're going to slow it down in the third, quarter of a mile, and then they're just going to race over. See you later. So, yeah.
But I think we both agree on the winner of that one. I don't think there's any doubt that Echo Zulu wins the Juvenile Phillies.
Yeah, that one, just put a single in, moving on.
So we'll round off then at opening day Breeders' Cup show by looking at the best bets for the day. Ace, what you got for your best bet for the day?
My best bet of the day, I'm going to go with my local boy. I'm going to go with one-timer in the Juvenile Turf Sprint to beat the favorite, Averly Jane. One-timer, 4-1, E.T. Bayard, Larry Ravelli.
Yeah, and I'll be going Cairo Memories, I'll go with, in the Juvenile Phillies Turf. At a slight 12 to 1, I think that's a pretty good chance for a race, it couldn't be more open.
I hear you. I hear you.
So that just about rounds off our episode today for the Breeders' Cup Friday action. We'll be back tomorrow at the exact same time, looking ahead to all 9 Grade 1s on Saturday, including the Classic. Ace, thank you for your time today. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network. Until tomorrow, thank you for joining us. Goodbye.